Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Frank, and we're watching Lance Gore's informative speech
on cardiovascular disease.
Just like she said, my name's Lance. I'm going to be giving my informative speech on cardiovascular disease. And the reason why I chose this topic is because this is a personal experience that I've had with my father that I've had happen in high school. Basically, I was mowing the lawn and my dad was painting a trailer and ended up dropping in front of me with a heart attack. It was the scariest thing I had to go through, picking up my own father and rushing him to the hospital, where a series of tests were done, and he had to have a triple bypass surgery at the age of 45 years old. 10 years later, because of the damage of his heart, he actually had more heart complications, and he was meta-flighted with a helicopter because he was going in cardiac arrest, and they had to stabilize him because he would have passed away, basically, if he would have had that heart attack. So what I'm going to be going over is, where have I gained all this knowledge besides personal hand experience? What exactly is cardiovascular disease? What causes cardiovascular disease? And what are some things we can do to either treat it or reverse the effects of it? Where I've gained a lot of my knowledge is heart.org was a great resource. The Mayo Clinic, cdc.gov for just simple heart disease facts. Now, so what is cardiovascular disease? Well, it's the #1 killer in the US amongst anything else. It's basically the plaque buildup of the walls and the arteries and the walls of your heart. So basically your body just stops being able to get enough blood because the arteries are too thin to receive it. So you could have issues with getting blood flow to the brain, you could have issues getting blood flow to the rest of the body, which eventually you can lead to a heart attack where a lot of people die. 735,000 people have a heart attack every single year. 610,000 of those people die. My dad was almost one of those people. So what causes it? Well, in reality, Americans have one of the worst diets. It's an unhealthy lifestyle. If we eat poorly and we ingest a lot of bad cholesterol, that's going to cause the plaque buildup to continue in our hearts. Not enough exercise. If we're not having a healthy exercise regimen and we're not keeping our body weight down, that's going to lead to more complications like increasing diabetes. Diabetes alone is going to increase your chances of having cardiovascular problems. Substance abuse. Alcohol and smoking are a big one. When my dad was actually on the table, he said that was the one thing he noticed is the fact that his lungs were so black because he smoked, which was a big reason of him having a lot of issues with his heart as well. On top of the fact he's probably has one of the worst diets I've seen. So how do we treat this? Well, it's simple. We just reverse the things that we're doing wrong. We basically change our lifestyle. We try to maintain a healthy body weight. Maintaining a healthy body weight helps with multiple diseases. And the biggest one that there is, the #1 killer, is heart disease. So how do we reverse that? Well, we start eating better, which is going to decrease the chances of us having plaque buildup in our hearts. That's eating more vegetables, eating less red meats. Anything that's going to have high cholesterol, the bad type, is going to be something you're going to want to avoid. Quit smoking. Now that's something that's hard, but it's something that's a necessity. That's something that's killing your lungs every single day, and that's something that's increasing your chances of cardiovascular disease. Medications. Now my dad, since he did have the second heart attack, his arteries are already clogged from the ones that they've already replaced. So basically he has to be put on blood thinners, and anything that basically medications are going to dilate his blood vessels so he can actually get the proper blood throughout the rest of his body, which is something that is really important to do. Now, if you can't do that, surgery is another option. That's what my dad ended up having to go through because that part wouldn't work at first. So he ended up getting a triple bypass. And they basically put stents in his heart and some of his arteries to re-dilate his arteries that were closing up, that weren't allowed to get enough blood through the body. So basically I went over what cardiovascular disease is, what causes it, and what are some simple lifestyle changes we can make to try to reverse it. It's really important that we have an understanding of this because I know that a lot of people have seen family and loved ones succumb to the same thing that my own father has. We're cutting our lives short by introducing our bodies to an unhealthy lifestyle, and it actually 1 out of 4 people can reverse the effects of having cardiovascular disease by following simple lifestyle changes that we went over and being educated on what it is and what causes it. So I found this quote online: with a healthy heart, the beat goes on. And that's like anything with life. Thanks for watching my informative speech.